Hi, this is Kevin Curtis Allen from the sunny Isle of Wight, and when I can't be in Disney Springs, obediently following my wife round and smiling when she spends a week's salary on another Dooney and Burke handbag, I like to listen to Geeking on Walt Disney World with Kurt and Lindsay Stone.
Are you ready for a fun-filled hour of food favorites, resort hopping, and hanging out with Disney World geeks? It's now time to go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Here's our dad and co-host. Hollywood was impressed with his performance in crowd scenes at the Indiana Jones stunt show. He never misses an 11 a.m. margarita at the Mexican Pavilion. And Mike Wazowski is still raving about his performance as that guy over at Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Curtis Stone.
Welcome home, Disney World geeks. This week on the show, you get 2 trip reports for the price of just one listen on episode 210 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. I am your Geekin' Family Podfather, Curtis Stone, and we are the family-friendly father-daughter podcast that will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions, as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. I'm so excited you're here listening to our show with us, and we consider you family, part of our Geekin' family. So join us every Monday as we share travel tips, resort reviews, and lots of food talk through our live trip reports, interviews with our Geekin' family members about their trips, and special guest roundtables on fun Disney World topics from Geekin' family members all around the world. We take pride in the awesome and positive community in our Geekin' family, so come join us in sharing our love for Walt Disney World and each other, and I bet you'll learn something to try on your next vacation. Wow, I can't believe it's taken me so long to have my good friend Roxanne Steele on the show. We've had trouble getting together after her August family trip that she just ended up going on. And then she ended up going on a second adult trip before we even can get together to record. But no worries, because now you get 2 trip reports, including her full family trip from August and her trip alone with her husband, which was a lot of fun. And hey, Auntie Judy and Mom have been giving me some feedback about when I do the trip reports to really hit the highlights, not like I went on this ride and I went on that ride. And so to really hit, and actually I got some questions from the Geekin' family now. When I do my trip reports, it's all going to be following, I think, that format for now. I did one already that's coming up pretty soon. You're going to hear next week. But this week, Roxanne just did a great job. And there's lots of food talk. And it is hitting the highlights. Let me tell you a little bit about it. She actually started her vacation with the family at the Volcano Bay Resort, which I don't know a lot about this. This is over at the Universal Studios area. And they really enjoyed the water park there, first of all. And that was just a couple of days over there. They also did a dinner at Celebration, which is the town close to Disney World. And she has lived in Florida for a couple of years and then has come back up to Connecticut. So she's got a lot of experience trying different things down in the Orlando area. But she stayed at the Grand Floridian, which is a great resort to stay at for the family. She was successful with the touringplans.com room finder. Hear about that. She also talks about the Tables in Wonderland card, the discount card for dining and all of your lounge trips, which is a great thing that Mama and I and Judy and Ken do. And she does some first things like Pandora with the family. So you get their reaction, the family reaction to Pandora and the Flights of Passage. Nomad Lounge for lunch. They do a lot of those lounge lunches where you just have those snacks and a couple of drinks and relax. It's great. She did a lot of that even with the family. Whispering Canyon, you're going to hear about that. It wasn't one of their favorites. It's one thing you'll hear in this trip. There's some things that they really liked, and it's kind of funny to listen to opinions. I think her kids are mostly in that teenage area, so it's, they definitely have their own take on things. I love this tip. This is like the tip of the trip report with checking out the Touring Plans app and getting some real-time touring plans while you're in the park with the app. That is really cool. I got to check that out myself. A dinner that I would really like to do, Citricos, which is on the Grand Floridian Resort property. I had that one time and passed it up. So I definitely want to try that. She really enjoyed that. Of course, one of our favorites, the Hollywood Brown Derby. Did a little bit of the sci-fi, which they enjoyed. The Phantasmic show, and we talked a little bit about my upcoming VIP package that Mama and I and Judy and Ken are going to be doing. We talked about the Be Our Guest for lunch, and something that they weren't that crazy about was the Morimoto down at Disney Springs in the Morimoto Asia restaurant. So, and that about takes us through their family trip and then the adult only trip, where they started off, her and her husband, at the Clearwater Beach to start with a stay overnight there. And they actually ended up renting off property at Sheridan Vistana Timeshare, which I think they had some help with some friends doing that. She's not crazy about staying off property, so I totally agreed with her there. The Boathouse Restaurant rave. I loved talking about the Boathouse, and it's one of my favorites. Talking about a tip discount too. If you take your Boathouse receipt, you can ride the amphibious cars for a little discount. That's really cool. Food and wine. She got a chance now this time. Although the food and wine was going on in August, they didn't do much of it. And with just, when you just got your partner and yourself, and you really can do what you want and kind of try all kinds of stuff. So that's a lot of fun. They really enjoyed the Boardwalk, which is one of my favorite places down in Disney World, and even the ESPN Club. I love talking about the ESPN Club. I'm a big sports guy, and I've eaten there and hung out there before, and it's a lot of fun. The Santulli Canteen, it's getting a lot of love. Can't wait to try that for dinner. We did it for breakfast, Lindsay and I, back in May, I think it was. Yeah. Anyways, the Polynesian hangout, hanging out at those deluxe resorts. She did a little bit of this, which is great, especially in the resort loop area. Polynesian hanging out for sushi, some pork nachos. I really enjoyed her talking about some of the things that we rave about here on the podcast. Really cool. And she does the Keys to the Kingdom tour. So you hear about that. One of our favorite tours. You got to do that one if you've never done a tour before. That is a fan favorite. Al Forno Italian restaurant on the Boardwalk. Glad to hear about that. I'm going to be doing that restaurant also in January. Excited. The Town Tavern at Celebration is a restaurant she hit up again. This was the second time in the 2 trips, which is cool to hear about that. I've never heard that before, so that's awesome. And then she finishes up with some of her favorite tips and I won't give them away right now. You listen to the end and you'll hear those tips. Well, I really enjoyed my chat with Roxanne. She's a lot of fun. It's like one of those vacation chats you have with your geeking friends at work, and they're just like you, who really enjoy and understand Disney World. And this time only I've recorded it, and now you also get to enjoy it too. Well, I have been just looking forward to have this particular guest on for just so long. We're going to talk about that after I introduce her, because we've been friends and talking Disney for, I don't know, several years. She's going to have to tell me how long it's been, because I don't know if I can remember. But we'll get into that in a minute. But first, let's introduce her and bring her on the show finally for the first time. And she's been to Disney World about 100 times, and a number which even shocks her to this day, as well as 2 Disney cruises and 2 trips to Disneyland in California. And her favorite ride is the Tower of Terror, which brings her back to her childhood. And her goal is to stay at every on-property Disney hotel and DVC at least once. I think that's a goal of all of us Disney geeks. And I can't wait to bring her on. Let's bring her on. Please give a warm geek and family welcome to Roxanne Steele. Hey, Roxanne.
Hey, Kurt. Hey, geeks. How you doing?
Well, how long have we been talking about Disney World at the workplace, Roxanne?
Right? Oh, wow. Well, years, because I remember being on a project with you years ago, and just somehow it came up that you are a Disney geek. And I'm like, I love Disney too. And ever since then, every time I see you, it's, let's talk in the hallway, talk in the elevator. Hey, when your next trip? When is, when are you planning things, and just, should I buy a DVC?
Right.
Years of this.
That's right. Well, we met doing Toastmasters, didn't we?
Yeah. And then a project, I think, after that too. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, so yeah, I know. I think those kind of conversations is one of my motivations for starting the podcast. Actually, is just having all those fun conversations and then recording them and getting them out there for people to enjoy. And Roxanne and I have been doing that for several years. So I can't believe it took this long to get you on the show, Roxanne.
Yeah, definitely a lot to catch up on, and we'll have to talk about all the things we've been doing over the last couple of years at Disney, and many years actually.
I know this is going to be great. And we were going to record like a couple of months ago even, and you went on a trip, and then before I could get you on, you went on another trip.
Yes. So yes, we have to talk about that. We had a trip in August, which was a family trip. So went the 4th week of August before school started. And then we actually were going to go on a couple vacation to Puerto Rico in October. That had to obviously be canceled, rescheduled. And we're like, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? We have a babysitter for a week, my mother-in-law. And my husband said, well, we have got the Disney passes. And I was like, well, let's book it. So we booked it at the last minute, and it worked out really well. We have not been to Disney as a couple since 1999. So it was like,
nice.
Going on 20 years, almost 18.
Oh, so much to catch up on here, Roxanne. How old are your kids?
So our kids so we have a son that is 16, a son that is 13, and a daughter that is 11.
Nice.
Yeah, and they've grown up at Disney. They have been going since they were 3, and actually lived in Central Florida in Lake Mary for 2 years.
Yes.
From 2012 to 2014, I worked down there with the company that you're with now, and that I was with before. So we actually went a lot of weekends, and we were pass holders for those 2 years that we were able to live in Central Florida, which was a blast.
Now you're back up here in Connecticut, and the cold is coming, Roxanne. Are you wishing you were back in Florida?
Yeah, I mean, I do miss it. I think that is the ultimate goal. We're wanting to go back to hopefully Central Florida when the kids are, in college, and when we can maybe snowbird it and do 6 months there, 6 months here, and obviously get our passes, and Florida resident rate, of course, and then just spend a lot of weekends at Disney. That is the goal at some point.
That is a goal you and I share alike then. I was thinking about that. And so could you tell why did you move back up here? Was it kind of the school system, if I remember right?
Yeah, I mean, family and friends and schools. And my husband had a good job down there, but it was with IT, and then he was able to transfer. So it worked out really well. And I do not regret moving there. It was a great experience. I think we grew up a lot. We learned a lot. And my kids just got so much, life experience by being in a different part of the country and just making new friends and just out of their comfort zone. So I really don't regret it. It was really good.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd want to live there. I think the heat is too much. I think the crowds are too much. I just want to have that, like you said, snowbird taste every winter. Yeah. I think is the best way to do it for sure.
Yeah, you definitely spend a lot of money because the weather's gorgeous and there's so much to do there, and the restaurants and the theme parks, and it was the beaches. I mean, it was just, we just had a blast.
Right. All right. So let's talk about, so you did a trip in August, right, with the family. And
nice and hot.
Nice and hot. Yeah. And where did you stay for that trip?
So that trip, we ended up, so we did a little bit of a double trip on that one because my kids, now that they're, teenagers and then an 11-year-old, really they love Disney. That's their first love, but they really like Universal as well. So they really talked me into going over to the new water park there, the
Volcano Bay.
One that is, thank you. Yes, it was slipping my mind. Volcano Bay. And they said, can we just go there for at least a day? So what we ended up doing was we flew out Friday night from Connecticut, and we stayed at the airport. So we didn't check into the Cabana Bay over in Universal until Saturday morning.
Hey, Hey, Roxanne, I want to ask you about that. So you flew in and you stayed at an airport hotel. Was it close by? What was the transport from there?
So we actually rented a car from Costco, and I think that's a really good tip because we got such a good deal, and it was like $250 for like 8 days. I mean, it's so cheap through Costco travel. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Because there was a time period there where the car rentals were kind of outrageous. So then this I haven't checked them on them lately. So this is telling me that there's been a correction there. Getting back to
Yeah,
okay,
it's
good.
really, awesome deal. You cannot beat it. So, we know the area so well from living there
Sure.
for 2 years, and we kind of wanted to just tool around and, and it was just nice to have the freedom of the car. So we did actually, so Saturday morning, got up early, after we stayed at the hotel because we got in late Friday night. And we had worked Friday, so we didn't want to take any vacation time Friday, but so that was good, work and then get right to the airport. So it was great.
Yeah.
And we actually, of course, had to go. The priority was stopping at the package store and getting some wine and some beer, just a little bit curt for the room. So
Wow.
packy run at 10 a.m. And we actually did hit the local, Winn-Dixie and do a little grocery shopping, bottled water. It's August. You kind of need a few cases of that. Some,
that's good.
M&Ms and all that good stuff.
Vacation goodies. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So we wanted to stock the wine fridge though when we got to the hotel. So we actually stayed at the Cabana Bay. And it's on property at the Volcano Bay. And what we just ended up doing that day was just kind of pool time at the hotel and just a nice relaxing day. And then what else we did was we went to the Universal City Walk at night.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. We walked around. It's really casual. So it was a good time. And it was just beautiful. I like August. The warm tropical nights I feel like are so relaxing when the sun goes down.
I'm actually wearing a Hard Rock sweatshirt that I think my daughter bought years ago. And I don't know where she got. Actually, no, I think she got it at the casino in Connecticut. But anyway, it made me think of the City Walk. And I haven't been to the Universal in so many years when the kids really were little. And so what's going on at City Walk these days?
There's a lot of good high-end restaurants with the Emerald restaurant, and it's just fun to walk around. There's a lot of energy. You can have it's much like Disney Springs where you can kind of walk around and have a drink, and you feel safe there. It's just gorgeous. It's all lit up. There's so much energy there. Yeah. We ended up eating at the Cowfish Sushi Burger Bar, and I remember Len Testa talking about that in the podcast and how it was one of the recommended Universal ones. So of course we had to go off of that recommendation, and it was really good. It was really cute. Like you could get these bento boxes with not only mini bacon cheeseburgers, which who doesn't love those,
right,
but sushi roll, combo. It was really cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So where's the location of that new Volcano Bay? That's a water park.
So,
right?
Yes, it's right so when you're in the Cabana Bay Resort, which is a 50s themed resort, it kind of reminds me of Pop Century a little bit. And they had these little family suites, kind of like the Art of Animation. And the one thing I did like about that, I'll tell you cannot beat the price. I think it was like $180 a night or something. You're on property. Yep. You've got a room that sleeps 6. You've got a little kitchenette with a good sized bathroom and shower for, under $200 a night. So it's a really good deal. It'd be considered like a moderate, for Universal standards.
Sure.
You're right there. You're looking out your window, you're seeing the pool, you're right there with the restaurants, the bar. It's a lot of fun.
So is it close to
family.
Universal, the Volcano Bay?
Yep. They have like a water taxi, and they've got the different transportation you can take, and you can actually walk into the Volcano Bay water park within about a 5-minute walk from the Cabana Bay. So it was really cool.
And how far is the Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios from there?
Probably like a boat ride or a bus ride.
Okay, so it's all
minutes.
so it's all kind of self-contained.
Really nice.
So what did you think of Volcano Bay?
Yeah, well, here's the good thing. If you stay on property at any of the Universal resorts, you get these 7 a.m., early magic hours or whatever they call it. And it was like nobody was there because from 7 to 9:30, it is just Universal guests. So it was awesome.
Oh, wow. That's good. So you can go on those slides as much as you want, probably.
Oh, yeah. And the thing I really liked about it, which was different I love the Disney water parks. Don't get me wrong. They're great. But this had this new bracelet called Tapu Tapu, and you just tap the ride. It's kind of like a Fast Pass. You tap your bracelet, and it tells you when to come back and go on the ride. And then all the rafts are at the top. So you don't have to carry the big raft up the stairs, which is really tiring when you go to a water park.
Right. Nice.
That was awesome. And I got to tell you, it was a Sunday morning, 7 a.m. I was pretty much one of the first, first in line, rope drop in that, entrance for hotel guests only, and it was just great. Got right in. We could go on anything with like less than a 5-minute wait. It was within, I would say, 5 minutes you were on any ride because there was literally no lines at 7 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, was it warm? Was the water warm?
Oh my God, it was like bath water. It was beautiful. I mean, it was just like you weren't freezing. It was just this beautiful, gorgeous day. It was so nice.
So did the kids enjoy that?
Oh my God, they just went crazy. I mean, we just divided and conquered, and the two boys kind of went on as much as they could, more of the thrill rides. And we went with our daughter, and, there's a wave pool, and there's just slides, and there's just all kinds of stuff over there. It's really nicely done. It's impressive.
Did it get crowded later?
Not bad. No, I think, the main people came in around 9:30 from the outside that weren't staying on property. And I would say, by 11 or 12, it started to get really crowded. But yeah, we had everything done by 11 a.m., every ride.
Oh, okay. How long did you end up staying?
So we probably stayed till about 2 or 3 o'clock because we kind of sat by the water, the wave pool and just relaxed. And we had lunch. So it was really nice.
Yeah. Do you remember what the cost was to do that?
It's about similar to what the Disney water parks are. What is it, like $65 a day?
Yeah, I don't even know. I haven't done one in a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. 69 maybe. It's pretty reasonable.
But you basically stayed at Universal to do this water park, right?
Yep.
Try out the resort. That's pretty cool. That's a cool plan. Instead of buying a ticket for like the weekend or something there.
Yeah, that's what we figured. I only bought the 1-day pass. That's so it was worth it.
It's always kept me because I kind of go with a big crowd, and it's really expensive for me to buy tickets for both Disney and Universal. It's kind of kept me away.
Oh yeah.
I've had the annual pass, like you guys were talking about. Did you had the annual pass for Disney World?
Yes, we did actually get those when we got down there. We got those on Saturday after the Packy run and the Winn-Dixie run.
I got the priorities. All the priorities are set. Very good. All right. So did you have a nice dinner for Sunday night?
There's a town right next to Disney. And I think at one point it was Disney-owned called Celebration. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's picture perfect. It's like the Truman Show, it's just like this beautiful town. Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
I think I've heard that. It's like, it was like a planned town.
Yes, gorgeous, gorgeous. And actually when we were moving to Florida, it's one of the towns we looked at. We actually looked at some houses there. So that would have been fun, but we ended up in Lake Mary, which is where my company was at the time. But we spent a lot of time in Celebration when we lived in Florida. We would just go there for dinner, and sometimes we'd go there on holidays. And they have all these little events like outdoor ice skating, which is like you're ice skating like on a plastic,
I was going to say, you threw me there for a minute, Roxanne.
In Florida, you're ice skating, and there's like the leaves falling in the fall, and they have fake snow in the winter. It's really, really, really gorgeous town.
That's cool.
So yeah, if you're ever in Celebration, the place you want to eat is the Celebration Town Tavern, and it's just like an open air restaurant, and it's got the Boston theme with the Red Sox and the Patriots and hockey, and it's just a really cool place. And they actually every day is freshly prepared seafood flown in from Cape Cod.
Oh.
And Boston.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What is it? Sounds like a bunch of ex-Bostoners own it.
Yep, they do. And they've got signs all over, this many miles to Boston. It's all whole Maine lobsters, which are very hard to find in Florida, so it's really good food.
Well, I don't know. They got a lot of lobster at Disney World, which always surprised me how good it is. That's kind of a fairly recent thing. That's good to know. That's good. That's a cool place to check out.
Great place.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we're going to go to Disney World?
Yeah. So Monday morning. So what we did was we checked out of the Cabana Bay, and Monday morning, first thing, we went over to the Grand Floridian, which was my first time ever staying there.
Yeah.
And we actually ended up doing a studio, which was, it's just enough room for the 5 of us, and it's a lot cheaper than doing the 1-bedroom. So we went that route.
Yeah.
Knowing we were going to get the annual passes, which are expensive, and, all other things that we wanted to spend money on, like the better, signature restaurants and whatnot.
Yeah, I know. Well, I stayed here recently too, so it'd be fun to compare notes.
Yeah. Not my favorite DVC. Beach Club, I would have to say, is up there.
That's funny you said that. Yeah, what'd you think of the Grand Floridian?
I mean, I like it. It's very plush, very good location. I love being on the monorail, and the restaurants I ate at that, during the week and previously have all been very good over there. It's a little kind of too fancy, but it's the one thing I did like about it was it's smaller and you feel like you can relax and kind of kick back there. So I did like that you feel like it's quieter there. It's just,
You talking about just the DVC building itself, or?
Yeah, I think so. Like when you walk in the lobby, they have the music, playing, and it's very relaxing and very, it's not too crowded or too loud. So that is nice after a long day going on the rides, right?
Yeah.
But it's, it's not with the theming. It's okay. Victorian, not my favorite.
Yeah, it's funny you said that. We had someone on the Facebook group recently, like within the last day or so, said, I think they were looking and saw some availability at Grand Floridian, and they already had the boardwalk booked. And my comment was right along the lines of what you're talking about. I think I learned, I always wanted to stay at the Grand Floridian, right? It's the big grand, It's the granddaddy. It's like you said, it's very plush. And I really learned something about myself, which I probably should have known. I'm more of a casual person. And I thought back to when I was a kid, there was a town next to us that I always felt like was the rich kids,
Yep. That's a good way to describe the Grand Floridian.
Yeah, I was like,
I gotta tell you, I loved that TV in the bathroom with
oh yeah.
That was awesome in the morning when I was getting ready and the kids were still sleeping. I'm like, I'm watching the Today Show, putting on makeup.
That is true. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was a cool benefit there. But yeah, I'm with you. If you're into that type of atmosphere, then it's your kind of place. Like we saw a lot of weddings and very formal, very formal. I'm just not a formal person.
I want to kick back when I'm on vacation. But the thing I did like about it, I was, I did all my research, and I just looked at it 100 different ways.
Yeah. But I like the beach club too. Of course.
Yeah.
I like your comparison there. Mm-hmm. All right.
So we ended up getting there early, and you know how great Disney is. We said, listen, we want to get right to the Magic Kingdom. We've got those passes. We want to get in over there. We got up at the crack of dawn. We were probably up at like 6 a.m. getting out of the Cabana Bay, driving over to the Grand Floridian. They were great. They're like, oh, leave your luggage. Your room's not ready. Obviously, it's really early. But get some breakfast. Take the monorail. They were great. So I didn't even worry about like all my stuff and your valuables. They lock it up. It's just so wonderful there. The way they take care of you.
Absolutely. We all love the service for sure.
Yeah.
That's why we love Disney. Yeah.
Yeah, it just was wonderful. So we just were able to just go over to the Magic Kingdom. That usually we try to do the Magic Kingdom day one. And it's just for the same reason a lot of people say, you see that castle, you feel like you're finally at Disney, and it's just like so iconic and it's so relaxing. And it's just so exciting that we're like, yep, we're going to do Magic Kingdom day one, guys.
Had it been a while since you guys had been as a family there?
Yeah, so we missed a year. We didn't go last year. So we hadn't gone.
Has it been 2 years? It's been a couple of years since you moved up here, right? Wow. Yeah. Time flies.
Yeah, so we missed a year. Yep. That was good because we were ready. We were like, hey, 2 years of that trip. Come on, we're so ready.
Any highlights from day one at Magic Kingdom?
So we were able to just, it's when your kids are teenagers and my daughter still likes Fantasyland. It's like a little bit of dividing and conquering. So we said, okay, guys, boys, you go Space Mountain and you do, those types of rides, and we'll meet back. And then of course we had the fast passes, so we had to meet back for some of those rides. But it was just nice because it's so safe there. And being 16 and 13 at the time, we could just keep your cell phones on, don't drop them on the rides, but make sure we can get a hold of you at any time, and we'll meet back for, Mine Train or whatever fast passes we have.
Right. Good.
It was really good. I was kind of bummed that Splash Mountain was closed though.
Yeah. Actually Mama and I have been talking about that. That's one of the big disappointments we've got coming up here in January, of course.
Yeah.
A lot of times in January they close Splash Mountain. It's closed for a long time too. So that's my favorite ride of all time. I'm going to miss it this time.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I think I was taking a quick look through your itinerary here, Roxanne. I see a lot of my stuff on here. Have you been listening to the
same stuff?
Have you been listening to the podcast and taking some of my leads here? Because I see you went to Columbia Harbor House for a lobster roll.
You'd have to have the lobster roll. Yeah, I've never had that there. I've had the chicken fingers and things over the years, or Casey's, corner hot dogs. I'm like, no, we're getting the lobster roll. I've got it on the mind.
Did I put that on your mind, I guess, huh?
I think it was a good geek tip. Yes, thank you for that, Kurt.
Was it good?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Excellent. I mean, you can't beat it. There's so much to give you. And the clam chowder was really good. I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot about the clam chowder. My son always loves that stuff. All right. And, well, I just had this recently, a conversation, actually, the travel agency we're part of now, Fairy Tale Concierge, has a Facebook group, of course, and somebody was asking about the Grand Floridian Cafe for breakfast. But I see you did that. Yeah. You did it for dinner. What'd you think of that for dinner?
Really good. I mean, I had a great meal there. No complaints. The boys didn't want to go. I had a reservation for the 5 because obviously I made those reservations 6 months out. And I figured, let's just stay close to the hotel. A lot of running around. Let's just get dinner. We try to do between 6 and 7 p.m. every night. And what we like to do, because, a lot of it's August, we like to stay at the parks till maybe like 1, 2 o'clock, and then we go back and swim. Yeah. And I got to say, I was pretty impressed with that Grand Floridian pool with the big rock. And then that water slide was it doesn't look very big, but when you go on that water slide, it's really good. The Grand Floridian water slide I loved. And one of the things my kids love about the deluxe resorts and the DVCs is the water slides. I have to say that is a huge draw for our kids.
Now this is the pool at the DVC side?
Yes, yeah. The DVC one, and it wasn't that crowded, and they had a nice bar, so we were able to get a pina colada.
Yeah.
Really relaxing and get a lounge chair. I mean, had no trouble getting a chair. The one other thing I got to say, Kurt, about going at the end of August, a lot of the southern schools, or I should say all of them, are back in session. So I feel like the lines are really short at the end of August, because you're really only dealing with like northerners, basically, coming from like this part of the country that aren't in school yet. Yeah.
If you're going to go in August, that last week is not a bad idea. Yeah. I've done that for sure.
And I feel like the lines were a lot shorter than they would have been if I'd gone even the first 2 weeks of August. We don't start school till after Labor Day, so it actually worked out really well for us. And there's no summer camp. If you've got kids that are in camp, like my daughter, goes to camp still. I work during the week. There's no camp, so it's kind of a nice time to take a family vacation at 4 weeks of August.
Yeah, if you can deal with the heat, right? That's all you gotta.
Yeah, I know. But staying in that pool and just pina colada, and my husband was able to have a cold beer. It was really nice. It is
a very relaxed. I like the outdoor places of the Grand Floridian for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have these really good lobster sliders too. And you can use it for the meal plan.
Oh, okay.
So the lobster slider, for a counter service, and they're like $16. A woman was telling me, the bartender, she's like, these are the highest priced counter service you can get with your meal plan. Good to know.
A lobster slider?
Yes, at the pool bar.
Nice. I didn't see that.
Lobster sliders, really nice. Yeah,
I really don't spend enough time at the pools, and I know exactly where you're sitting. I was there for like 30 minutes, and the only reason I was there, I think, Mom and her friend Judy were over at the desk complaining about the luau we did the night before after getting.
Yes, I remember that story.
Because our hoop-de-doo was canceled, and then they actually comped it. But they were over at I spent like a half hour at the pool because of that conversation.
I have to. I'm embarrassed to say this, but when we stayed at the Poly, we went to the luau. My kids loved it. They were like, "Can we do that again someday?"
It's funny. I have heard. I laugh because I hear both sides. I hear the people that absolutely love it, and it's funny because we spent the whole time laughing because we thought it was so horrible.
I was just like, "You really liked it?" The kids said, "Yeah, the fire thing at the end, that was cool."
What did you think of it?
I mean, I like I love the Poly with the tropical Hawaii feel.
Right.
Love that.
Yeah, but what about the show?
It's not Ohana.
When did you do?
Great.
When did you do that show?
Oh, back in like 2012 or 13 when we lived in Florida.
Oh, okay. So it's been a while, but I don't know. They could. That's funny. I've heard both, and so I don't want to ruin someone if they want to try it and stuff. But it's interesting to hear different opinions on that one.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
All right.
The nice thing though, before we went to dinner, we were able to go, we had our wine and our beer in the room. So we had to sit out on the balcony after the nice pool day, and we were able to have a cocktail before taking our showers. It was really relaxing.
I'm really I'm getting relaxed just listening to you. It's all coming.
Feeling good after the pina colada and the wine.
It's all coming back to me. We had a room, and I want to say we had the lower priced, whatever the lower priced room is, and it's supposed to have like the parking lot view, but we had a view. I don't know about you. Did you use the room?
I did.
Reservation?
And it was awesome.
It worked out for you?
Yes, I put down 5 choices, and I got my second choice, and it was actually facing the pool, and it was a standard room, so I didn't have to pay extra, and it was facing the monorail, so the kids loved that because it was just.
Oh wow, sounds like the same kind of room we had too.
Yep, I was on the 5th floor, and then at night there was 2 nights where I actually saw the fireworks from the balcony. When we came back, it was probably 10 o'clock at night, and we were sitting out there having a nightcap.
Yeah.
And we got to see the fireworks right from the balcony of the room. So it was really nice.
All right. So that's 2 for 2 for us for the.
So that money I spent on the touring plans was very well spent.
Touringplans.com. Yes, that's the room reservation finder. So yeah, I've heard a couple of people miss out on it, but I'm glad to hear we both scored at Grand Floridian. So, all right. Well, I wanted to hear about your Grand Floridian Cafe. Like I said, I've been telling people I just had someone from work go there. They were looking, they didn't have a reservation. They were thinking of somewhere to go that's kind of nice. And I suggested Grand Floridian Cafe. I think it was the area that she was kind of into because, I think it's a nice meal.
Yep. It was really good. We had, I had this shrimp and grits, and it had these like 5 or 6 humongous shrimp, and it was just like so cheesy and creamy. Oh my God. I took a picture. It was so amazing.
Do you like seafood? I'm getting
nice
a
glass of wine. Oh, yes. Yep. I will eat steak, seafood, chicken. I'm not picky. I'll eat it all.
Oh, okay. So it's seafood mostly so far.
So far, the first couple of days. And then my husband had the New York strip. Yeah. And it was just really good. It had like twice baked potatoes and green beans and humongous, probably like a 10-ounce steak. It was really good. Yeah,
and it's not that crowded there. So that's good.
No, very relaxing. And we got to use so we did buy the tables in Wonderland when we got there, on Saturday morning when we had bought the annual passes. And I think it was like $150. And I actually had all the receipts. And at the end, I added it up and I saved like $143.
For just that trip. Yeah.
Just in 5 days, because we were only at the parks till Saturday. So Monday to Saturday morning. So, and then we went back for our second trip, which we'll talk about soon.
Right.
So I'm thinking I'm probably about $250 to $300 I had saved for the $150. So I definitely doubled my money back.
That's, I'm glad you worked that out because that sounds about right to me. It's gone up in price kind of quickly. It used to be like $75 for the. I know. This is a discount card that Roxanne and I are talking about. It's the Tables in Wonderland card, which is a good alternative instead of doing a meal plan. And you get 20% off, which essentially for these sit-down places, and it includes your drinks. So you actually, I'm getting a feeling that you're doing a little bit of drinking here, Roxanne.
Just a little bit.
You're hitting the lounges, I think, here, Roxanne, and which is fine.
Did. We looked on the list and we're like, "Oh, it's on the list. Come on, we'll go for a nightcap or something." And like to Misner's Lounge over at and where they had the piano music and stuff. So we'd go sometimes for a drink there.
That's right. So it's good to hear that. Yeah, if you're going, so figure you were there a week, you just about paid for it for that one trip. It's almost like the annual pass. If you're gonna get the annual pass. And you need 10 days to make that work out. It's kind of the same thing for the Tables in Wonderland card.
Yeah. No, and we're going to have 3 trips in with the annual pass and Tables in Wonderland. Yeah. So I'm thinking I'll more than double. I've already doubled my money.
Yeah, sweet.
Tables in Wonderland. So I'm pretty excited about that. I really think because of the alcohol, it's the way to go. I really feel like the meal plan, I got it years ago and it used to be such a good deal when you could get it and it was so affordable. And I feel like the meal plan is I feel like it's overpriced now. I mean, that's just me. I know some people love it, but I just feel like it's too high personally.
Yeah, you really got to work the numbers. It's really borderline. You got to really plug in your family and how they eat. And we've found the way you did this to be the way that we go too. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally
All right. Let's see. Where we got to go to, Tuesday? into
Animal Kingdom.
first time
Avatar.
First time for the Avatar land.
Yep. So got the kids up, crack of dawn. And what we decided was we're not going to shower in the morning. We're going to get going. So we're going to shower. We're going to come back and swim every day. So we're going to shower before dinner every night. So no showers. Let's just eat a quick breakfast. So we had bagels and cream cheese in the room. We had the studio. So we were able to, toast them up and kind of eat quick, brush your teeth. Let's go. And we ended up actually taking the rental car. So we figured it would be easier, just quicker, direct route, right? Because we wanted to get to Pandora.
Right. Well, that was the problem we had was those buses from the Grand Floridian. And so I liked your rental car in this scenario.
Get there.
Yeah.
Right. It's all about rope dropping, get there for whatever. And what a lot of times we don't do, and I don't know if you agree with this, we don't tend to do a lot of the extra magic hours in the morning because it's hard for us to get there for like a 7:30 a.m. for an 8 o'clock opening.
Not me. I'm a morning person. And, and mom is all, I say my kids, well, we've been doing a lot of just her and I stuff too, but the kids, she can get them going. They're all, mine are older than yours though too.
I know. But it's like by the time you get a little food in them and everyone's like, comb your hair, brush your teeth, come on, hurry. And then I was finding like we weren't getting there for 7:30, 8:15. We showed up like 8:30, 8:45. I'm like, well, this isn't working. So let's just, so when I booked it, I said, we're not going to do extra magic hours. We're just not going to do it. And because we've been there enough and we found that they're really crowded, the parks on the days that you do go to their extra magic hours. I find they're like more crowded. So I was actually kind of doing the opposite.
Okay.
So it seemed to work, so far so good on that. But we were, it was just mobbed. I mean, I'm thinking August, the lines were nothing at Magic Kingdom yesterday. We did so great. I don't think we waited more than like 15 minutes for anything at Magic Kingdom on Monday. And then we get to Animal Kingdom at, 8:15 and it is just mobbed, I
think everybody's
for 9 o'clock, right?
Everybody's going to Pandora now that, it's open.
Scary.
I know.
Yeah, and you couldn't even get over by that area. So we had fast passes. So it worked out anyways. I think it was like 11 o'clock or something. So what we ended up doing was we went over to the Navi because we didn't have the Navi River. We didn't have a fast pass for that. We had the fast pass for the other,
right.
the other Avatar ride. So which was the one we really wanted to do. So we actually got on the Navi within, I would say, maybe 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard this.
It was, really good. Yeah,
I've heard this strategy. You get the fast pass for Flight of Passage, but you can a lot of times get I don't know, 8:15 you were there and you still made it, so that's
okay. And it didn't open till 9, so we kind of
I gotcha
waited a little, I guess, just trying to get in and get through all the crowds, but I love that line for just the pass holders. That's so nice. It's over to the right, and I don't remember that years ago. And
that's
back in 2012, right? Is that
right.
new?
It's kind of a new thing. Yeah, they've been
love that.
Yeah.
Right in. Like, woohoo, membership has its privileges. I love it.
I know. That's a good thing.
It was wonderful. Yeah, and so we really, really loved the Flight of Passage. I mean, my daughter got dizzy. She felt a little nauseous afterwards.
Yeah.
And I was surprised because she never gets sick on like airplanes or cars. My oldest son has a lot of motion sickness when we're flying or driving, and he felt fine after it. So it was really weird that it affected her and not the two boys.
How is she? Does she ride Star Tours?
Yeah, she does everything. She does all the rides.
Doesn't have a problem. And that one, she did have a problem.
Oh yeah, she had to actually. That was around 11, so we got off about 11:30, and I said, let's go over to that Nomad Lounge and just have a little cocktail and a little early lunch.
Right, appetizers.
She actually had to lay down. We sat outside.
Wow.
Again, the heat doesn't bother us, so we usually sit outside when we go out to dinner. In August, we always get outdoor dining. I know it's crazy in August, but it doesn't seem to bother us. The air conditioning sometimes a little too cold for me.
Yeah.
So I like to sit outside. She had to actually lay down on the outside couches at the Nomad Lounge. She was so dizzy and nauseous.
Wow, that's really interesting. I don't feel so bad then. I guess it's it is a different kind. It's hard to explain, but it's definitely different. I tried to use the Star Tours as an example, but I mean anything that's got motion that's kind of moving with the CGI and the video kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's interesting that impacted her. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good to know. People need to know these things.
An hour later. It took her about an hour, I would say.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I was a little shaky there for
good 30 minutes. We were getting on to the Navi River ride, and I was still, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I've had it since I was a kid. So
yeah, and it does affect people. I've seen, I've heard a lot of stories about that, just not sitting well with people. But we felt fine, everybody else but her. And I was just like overstimulated. I didn't even know where to look. It was just so amazing. Like you just don't even know if you're looking left, right, straight, down. Like, and it just smells so good, and it's just so cool.
It's very enveloped. Yeah, you're totally absorbed into the environment. It's great.
Yeah, and it's just like next generation Disney. It's like it's just next level,
That's so good. I'm glad it's a big hit. And yeah, what'd you think of the No Bend Lounge? And
oh my God, love it. New favorite. I love it. I had we had these pork spare ribs, and we had the fish tacos, and we had these like Asian barbecue chicken wings, and just like a fruity foo-foo drink. I don't even know. It had rum and so many things, and it was so good. Delicious.
Lindsay and I had the charcuterie board, and but you're listing off a bunch of stuff. We had dinner there that night too, so we barely had time actually for the cheeses and stuff, but that sounds really good. Yeah, I love the atmosphere there. Isn't that great?
Oh yeah, I feel like it's so relaxing. I'm like, what a great idea. I mean, I think it's just a definite home run. Good pick on Disney's part to add that. I'll tell you.
Were you indoors or outdoors? Was it crowded?
So we sat outside, and we just again it was 90 degrees, but didn't bother us, and we just love the heat. It's you're in the shade, so I feel like it's doable. And I feel like I'm always so cold in Connecticut, like all year round. So I like to just be outside when I'm there.
Cool. Yeah. And so that was your lunch.
Yep, that was our quick lunch, and it was really good. Yeah, and they were great. Like the boys didn't really see anything on the menu, so they're like, "Oh, I'm going to go over and get some pizza," and they just left for about an hour, and we just stayed there and relaxed. And they gave my daughter I think she had a kid's meal or something, and she was great. She did great after that.
That's cool. Your kids can.
And we
go
got
off.
that pangu, that non-alcoholic slushie. My kids love slushies. They love that with the green and the purple and oh my God, it was so good.
Oh, I agree. That's a big hit. I should remember the name of it. It's got a special name.
Yeah.
It is. Yep. Yeah, I am a big fan of slushies too, and that one's a big hit with me. That's right up there with my. I love the raspberry lemonade one. This is the one that always sticks in my mind over at Magic Kingdom, but this one's right there. It's got that sweet tart. It's yummy. I like it.
With the gorillas on the Expedition Everest path, and the kids like to go on the Expedition Everest roller coaster, and we always do the single rider line. They'll go on it like 5 times in a row. It doesn't bother them to go backwards. And
nice. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll keep moving now because you're going to go over to my favorite place on Wednesday, the Epcot place.
Yes. Well, let me tell you first. We went Tuesday night to the Whispering Canyon over at the Wilderness Lodge. And we actually did Rivers of Light too after dinner, which I'll talk about that real quick. But the Whispering Canyon was not a favorite with the family. They weren't loving it. I was really kind of disappointed that they didn't like it that much.
Oh, you guys have never been there before?
Never been there. And this trip, we've been to so many Disney restaurants. We have our favorites, of course. But this trip, I was trying to do things. So I had never eaten at the Grand Floridian Cafe, never eaten at the Wilderness Lodge, Whispering Canyon. And they liked the excitement of it. Like, we need ketchup and people are yelling and screaming and running around. Like they got a kick out of that. But they didn't like the food. They weren't into the whole barbecue. I don't know. They just weren't into it. And my husband didn't like all that barbecue stuff either. He's like, I don't know. It doesn't really agree with me. So he ended up getting like this trout with a mushroom like sauce and new potatoes. So it was totally different than you would think anybody would order there. And I actually got meatloaf. I didn't even get the barbecue stuff either.
Because isn't it it's a family style though, isn't it?
It is. It's a family style barbecue with like the baked beans and the corn, all that. And the kids didn't want it. They were like, nope, I just want a cheeseburger.
Ah, okay. Wow. Yeah.
So they weren't loving it. So I liked it. We went out to the Geyser Point Lounge, and we had a pre-dinner cocktail, and it was so relaxing. I loved it.
Yeah. Another good lounge. Nice. Another good lounge. Yeah. They've been knocking it out of the park with the new lounges.
I know. The only thing they didn't take the tables in Wonderland. They said, nope, we're not on they wouldn't for the 20% off. I was like, bummer. It worked everywhere but there.
That's a bummer. Yeah. I think sometimes those newer places don't get online with some of that stuff right away.
Yeah, I don't think so. So that was that. And then we watched the Rivers of Light. The kids thought it was okay. And I'm like, are you kidding? The beautiful animals and everything. And we went back, I think it was 8 p.m. or something. And they were just like, it's not, happily ever after. It's not illuminations.
I think that's, you know what? That's interesting. I was talking to Natalie Flowers, the younger family, and they thought it was great. But I could see your older kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, I need the flash, bang, boom excitement stuff, right? I love the relaxing nature of the whole thing.
Yeah, I felt like it was a really good show and it was really well done. And it was just really weird to go back to the animal kingdom at night, because usually it's always been like you're out by like 5 o'clock and you can't go back because they just never had anything, right? You go, so you do, Disney Springs that night or something for dinner. And this was just a different experience, like going back in the dark and, it was just really pretty, I thought, at night, the way it was lit up and stuff.
Yep, I agree. It's kind of, it's not as hot, is it?
No, it was just really, really nice and relaxing at night. Well, you can still wear shorts and a T-shirt or flip-flops, and you're just not even cold. It's just so weird.
That's right. Good thing you had the car, too. You went all the way to the Wilderness Lodge and back to the Animal Kingdom.
Yes, I know. So, yeah, it was interesting. So it was a lot of moving that day, but we were just never bored. It was a really, really fun day. And then we came back probably like 10 o'clock by the time we got back to the Grand Floridian, and we saw the fireworks from the balcony, and then we were able to have another little drink before dinner and just have a glass of wine. It was really nice.
Wow. That sounds like
end to a perfect day.
That was a good day. All right. We're just getting started here. Let's keep rolling through. Let's go to Epcot. Anything highlighted there?
So, we hadn't done the new soaring, so that was awesome. I mean, I love the old soaring. I kind of have a place in my heart for that, but I really did think the new one's so well done with the Europe and different countries. I do like it. The kids actually like the old one better, but, not surprised. They've never been to Europe, so they're probably like, France, whatever. They weren't that wow, but they said, well, why'd they change it? They didn't have to reimagine. It was great the way it was.
Well, the film was starting to show holes in the screen, I think.
Right? So that was good. And, they love test tracks. So obviously we have to do that. Sometimes they'll do single rider. Sometimes we'll fast pass it. But again, no line. I'm telling you, Kurt, we were in and out of everything fast.
Everybody's at Animal Kingdom, sounds like.
Oh, yeah, that was obscene the day before. But Wednesday at the Epcot, again, it wasn't magic hour. We got there about 8:30, opened at 9. So it worked out really well. We didn't have to wait. I mean, I feel like everything was, just really went really well that day. Didn't have any major snaps, in the schedule. So it was really good. I did actually follow the touring plans as much as I could, but I wanted to be flexible. I didn't want to be so rigid and, because we've been there so many times. The kids know their way around.
Yeah.
It's just like, but the touring plans, I'll tell you, it tells you like, this would be your next thing and it's live, real time. You can kind of say, well, where should I go now? And it's telling you the actual weights. I really liked that. It's right on your phone,
Oh, you know what? I don't think I've ever tried this. You're talking about following a plan that's kind of, you plug in like a time when you're there and it's telling you where to go? Kind of?
Well, I had done it before we left and it told, this day I'm going here, and you look at the crowd control.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was kind of stuck with where I had to be on certain days anyways, but I did, once I got there, I didn't always follow it exactly. And then you can go in and it says the updated wait times, and it'll say, this one is only 10 minutes. So you kind of know to go over there, and then you can kind of plug it in and do it real time, like live. So it kind of tells you how to do it. Yeah.
I've never tried that. That's a great tip. Mm-hmm. Because, of course, we're familiar with the written touring plans to kind of follow.
Exactly. Yeah, I did both. I had that, and then I said, well, let's just on the fly, too, if I'm not following exactly. So that was really good.
Great tip.
So we probably only stayed till like maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock, went back, same thing. We went back, and we ended up swimming and just kind of hanging out, having another pina colada by the pool bar, and just kind of relaxing. And we actually did go to Mexico before we left, probably around 12 o'clock, and I did have a margarita in your honor.
Oh, yes, I told you. I was seeing some stuff here that looked like you were thinking about me.
Yeah.
Is it a frozen lime margarita?
I did the frozen lime.
Oh, perfect.
And, it was delicious, thank you. And
have you never had one before?
Wine had started, and I had one. Like I've eaten at the San Angel Inn, at nighttime, and I've had margaritas like with dinner.
Yeah,
not a 12 o'clock margarita.
Or 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Close enough.
Yeah, right. I was feeling good. 11 a.m., 12 o'clock.
Isn't it?
So we had a good time, and we had the sat outside. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Like then again, like I said, by 2 o'clock they were like, "Oh, we've been on the big ride. There's nothing really want to go on again." And Epcot Food and Wine was actually starting that day. It was I think it was August 30th, right? So I think it was like day one. We didn't even go. The kids were like, we don't want to, we'd rather just go back to the hotel and swim. And so we never ended up going. Yeah.
Okay. That's boy, they really start the Food and Wine early, August 30th.
Really early, yeah. But we were able to get some good pictures because they had all the props set up. It was really pretty. So we took some nice pictures over there. And then we just went back and swam. And then again, we knew that we were going to Citrico's, the Grand Floridian. So again, keep it simple. We're already on property. We don't have to take any transportation anywhere. Let's just eat at I never ate at Citrico's. And I got to tell you, it was so good. I wanted to lick the plate.
Oh, good.
Amazing.
Yes. This is one of mine that I definitely want to try. I think I had it booked too, and we canceled. It was like sometimes when we book some too many restaurants sometimes, and I feel like I don't know if it looks like, I don't know if you're hitting a restaurant every day here, but we just had this feeling like I'm just stuffed, and I ended up Lindsay got so mad because that was like a special one that I picked and everything, but it was good, right? Yeah.
It was really good. And I don't know why, but they were doing 30% off instead of 20. I was like, I had no idea. I don't know if it was a annual pass holder thing because it's closer to September and it's their low time. But some of the restaurants were 30% off. So when I got my bill, I was like, wow. And it was even off of alcohol. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I know I've seen this for the annual passes, and it's like they were just trying to move some crowd, maybe some of the places that aren't, hitting, that aren't that crowded. So that's a good deal.
It was really good. We had this huge scallops, and it was over risotto, and it was just so fresh, and they were humongous, and it was just this sauce that you just were like, you had to eat the whole thing. It was so good. And then my husband had this halibut, and it was like grilled to perfection. It had these clams, and it had this yellow saffron rice with little scallops. Oh my God.
Oh, nice.
It was, I got to say, both meals were outstanding that night. Yeah. And the kids didn't want to go. They ended up actually going to the quick service down at the Grand Floridian and getting chicken fingers. And,
so it's just you and your husband.
Yeah, it was a nice romantic dinner. We were only there about an hour, and then we went back, to Epcot. And we ended up driving. And what we did was we drove to the beach club, and we just said, hey, we're annual pass holders. We're going to go, have a drink in the bar. And they're like, oh, yeah, no problem. Come
good.
right in and park. It's really good.
Yeah, that's kind of a hit or miss, I think. I'm glad they
were really,
I don't know that they always let you in there because people try to cheat and skip out from parking charges.
Well,
I think.
And we were like, we're staying at the Grand Floridian. We're just coming over here to check it out for a drink. And we didn't say anything about going into the back way of Epcot. That was the plan. And they were like, oh, no problem. Show us your annual pass. And he wanted our driver's license. So he looked at both and he let right in.
Oh, that's good to know. Maybe it was the annual pass that got you in.
Yeah, so that was good. But it was really fun. We ended up, parking there, walked into the back way of Epcot, and we didn't want to, take the transportation because, too much of a nightmare from getting from the Grand Floridian over to the Epcot. And it was just nice because we were able to just kind of take our time, walk in, go on a few more rides. And my husband, of course, has to meet me at the Rose and Crown if he loses me. And I think sometimes he loses me on purpose.
You have a plan that there's only the two of you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, we had the kids with us that night.
Oh, okay.
We went after dinner and we got them, they had the chicken fingers in the room and they just got the quick service. And after Citrico, they're like, come on, we're going back to Epcot. We're going to go on some rides. And he's like, listen, if anyone gets lost, are we meeting at the Rose and Crown? And
why at the
I'm like, I swear he's trying to lose me.
Why at the Rose and Crown? Does he like go to the pub there or something?
Yeah, like he likes Guinness and he likes the black and tan and the go walk around. Eat one in each hand.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, and then I wanted to go over to France and get some dessert, of course. So we had some good desserts over in France, and Absolutely. I got the Grand Marnier slushy, which was so good. Oh my God!
Have you never had that before?
Never had it. No.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to try it. So I am definitely hooked on those for next time.
Yeah, they're just a little smaller than my margaritas in Mexico. That's the only.
Do you like them or?
Yeah, I like them, but they're just too small. I like the big
little dessert.
That's right. It's very dainty for France, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So that was pretty much Wednesday, and came back and just got to bed probably at like 10 or 11 and call it a day.
The Food and Wine has a slushy over there too, I think. That's
Oh, yes. I found that too.
Yeah, there's another flavor for Food and Wine.
Yeah, in New Zealand, it's the wine slushy. It was really good.
Yeah, there you go.
I found that really early.
Very good. You're getting me, I don't know, hungry or drunk or something. I don't know what. I'm starting to feel it.
My part spending my money at Disney.
You do good. You're doing good. All right. Let's see. They got to try Hollywood Studios on Thursday.
Yep. Thursday, got up early, got there for rope drop about 8:30 for a 9 o'clock opening. First ride we always head to is Tower of Terror, which is our favorite. We just love it. Can't get enough of that. Tower of Terror. I used to watch that as a kid on TV and marathon, all-nighters.
I was wondering this recently because they keep doing these dress-ups of Tower of Terror, like they did the Toy Story on top of it. And I'm wondering, my kids know the what's it called? the show,
Yeah.
They know the Twilight Zone show because my wife loves they have the marathons.
Me too.
Right? You ever watch the marathons they have at, like New Year's?
I love watching that. And that's why it just takes me back to my childhood, because I just remember watching all-nighters when I was, in high school.
That's funny. You and I must be about the same age, because I remember I had like a black and white TV, and my parents wouldn't know I'm up, and like after 11 o'clock, like watching all the spooky shows, and Twilight Zone was one of my favorites, and my wife loves it too. I just wonder if the younger generation even knows about that show.
I know. I mean, I can't imagine not, but my kids love it. I mean, they love that. And then we always do Rock and Roller Coaster. They'll do single rider. Sometimes they'll do it multiple times and kind of walk around and just wait for them or whatever. We'll go on it once or twice with them.
Yeah.
They just can't get enough of that. And then we always get Fast Pass for Toy Story, of course. And I just cannot wait for Toy Story Land to open in 2018. I can't wait to see that next summer. I think it's going to be great.
When are you going again?
So we are going again in August.
Okay.
Third week of August before those passes expire.
Gotcha. Yeah, good. You're going to see it before I do, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
All right.
So basically, just had a really good day. We went to the Brown Derby for lunch, which is one of my favorite restaurants. Just love the Hollywood Brown Derby. And I had this beef carpaccio. It's like an appetizer, but it's got capers. It was amazing. And the Cobb salad, of course, you have to get that. And it was just, everything was so good there. Like the kids were like, oh, we'll have a hot dog. I'm like, Mom, it's the best hot dog. Like everything is just so good there. And it was just so nice. And the service is so good. And I can't say enough about the Brown Derby.
We love it too. You guys are eating good. That's for sure.
Oh, we like the signature restaurants, unfortunately, which are very expensive. But I'm like, you know what? We're on vacation, so why not?
You're doing good. And, I see you did the sci-fi also?
We did the sci-fi, not my first choice, but my kids wanted to, like I said, we're trying new things. So we had gone there years ago and they really didn't remember it. They actually really liked it. They got Oreo milkshakes and bacon burgers, and they got a kick out of the movies and just the darkness and the cars.
It's unique. It's very unique.
They really liked it. They actually said they really enjoyed it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, not my favorite. I had a bacon cheeseburger, but it was really good. Actually, it was, cooked really, really good and nice and juicy, and I definitely think it was decent. Good.
Well, yeah. I mean, what are you trying to compare it to? The Hollywood Brown Derby?
The Brown Derby.
That's not fair.
Carpaccio.
That's not fair. Miss Citricose. Miss Citricose lady. Right? All right.
And
good stuff.
The same thing. We went swimming, went back to the Grand Floridian, and then went back for the sci-fi that night. And then we did, of course, the show, Mickey Sorcerer show, and a perfect night, just perfect weather, gorgeous, no rain. I've been there before where it's gotten rained out and you're kind of in the middle of the thing. You have to leave, and they cancel the show, but it was just perfect weather. So really nice. I mean, every day in August it rained, I have to say that, but it only, maybe from like 3 to 4 or 3 to 5, it would rain and then it would be, beautiful and sunny again.
Roxanne, my wife was telling me, she's telling me something. Her and Judy, we go with them the last few times. The two of them get together and are planning like every day. They're telling me something. I was like, I don't know how they do it. It's no wonder I got a podcast. It's no wonder I got a podcast. And so she said she booked the Fantasmic VIP package. And if you look it up, I think I posted it on the Facebook group and it's like a little lunch. I want to call it a lunch box or a meal box they give you.
Huh.
And it's got some desserts, and there's an alcoholic drink. I didn't quite understand what it is. Maybe it's a beer or something. I don't know if it's like that, and it's VIP seating. So I think it was like $39-$40 for that. But I don't know. I'm
trying. You do that in January?
I'm trying that out in January. Yeah. So,
good. Let us know because that sounds like a good plan.
See what that's all about. I love
that show. I just love that show with the costumes and all the characters on the boat at the end. It's such a great show with the Mickey coming out at the end with the, defeating the dragon. It's just great.
Yeah, it's huge. Cool theater is huge.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I really like Hollywood Studios. I felt like, right now it's a little skimpy because there's so many closures. Like the Frozen sing-along, my daughter absolutely loved that. I would definitely recommend it. It was really well done.
I know it.
And I didn't want to go on that. I didn't want to go in that Frozen sing-along, but it was really well done, and it was really, really good singing. So she really liked it.
Well, the comedians too, right? They do a great job with the acting and the comedians that are there too.
They really do. Yeah, I was impressed, and never seen that before.
Oh, okay.
But there's not a lot to do right now at Hollywood Studios, so it's kind of getting a bad rap. But I always enjoy it. I mean, I was kind of bummed about the Great Movie Ride, like everybody else. My son had to memorize the script, and we really loved that. Keep an open mind,
Yeah. Well, change it is. It'll be hopping pretty soon. Before you know it, we'll be talking about Star Wars land.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't wait for that. So that's the thing for 2019. It's like, do we go back? Do we skip a year? We're going to have to really think about that.
All right, let's see. Let's finish up this. And then we got to get into the adult trip.
Yeah. So Friday we did Magic Kingdom in the morning, did a couple hours there, and we actually did make it for extra magic hours for probably about 7:30 for an 8 o'clock opening. We did Be Our Guest at 11 o'clock. So it was a little bit of an early lunch, but I had this amazing, it's like a slow roasted pork, and it's like a pork tenderloin over this mashed potatoes with the haricot verts. Oh my God. It's like melt in your mouth.
Oh, good. Yeah.
It's like something you'd have in a pot, like in a crock pot for hours. It's so tender. It's amazing.
Someone was asking on Facebook about doing lunch or breakfast at Be Our Guest versus lunch or breakfast at Crystal Palace. What do you say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a fan of the Be Our Guest only because I know people say go in the morning so you can get on the rides and whatnot over in Fantasyland, which is a great strategy.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I had the fast passes, I don't need to do that for the breakfast there.
Yeah.
And I feel like the theming is so nice at Be Our Guest. It's hard to get a reservation, first of all. So it's like you get
it's still crowded, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But just like the West Wing and the pictures on the wall and the fake snow and just the chandelier and just and the cupcakes, like the gray stuff cupcake. I mean, it's amazing.
I like your description of your lunch there. It wasn't just a sandwich.
No, it was it's like pot roast. It's like this pork tenderloin, slow braised. Oh my God, it's so good. Mm-hmm. And then the kids always have a good meal at Be Our Guest. Like they always want to go back there. That's always one place they always want to go. So we usually do a lunch there, not dinner.
I get the guests on my podcast. I gotta say, for the most part, rave about Be Our Guest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm kind of, okay. And she was comparing to Crystal Palace. When you say buffet to me, I'm all about buffets. I'm like, that's my jam.
I do, but those are like my least favorite characters. I love the character meals, and we've done a lot of them over the years, and I feel like you get the best pictures because you're not waiting in line. They're coming right to the table. Yeah. You get tons of food. I love the buffets. I'm with you, Kurt. But I feel like I'm not big on the Winnie the Pooh and all that. Like, I don't know. But I do like Crystal Palace. I've gone there several times, and I do like it.
Roxanne, he's Pooh Bear. Come on.
I know.
How could you not love Pooh Bear?
I like Mickey and Goofy more.
You got Piglet and Tigger.
I know. That's true. I mean, it's cute. I've gotten good pictures.
Hey, Roxanne.
At the Crystal Palace.
And they have a parade. They have a character parade,
True. It's definitely on the short list. But then, we went.
It's a good debate. It's a good debate from those two, though. Actually,
Yeah, it's a hard
Those two
choice.
restaurants.
I mean, there's so many good restaurants there. It's so hard to choose, right?
They all have their. It's true. They all have their certain thing. That's I was trying. I didn't write a long response to it, but what are you into? Do you got, like I said, you got the buffet with all the different choices of food, and the food is great there. Do you like the Pooh characters? Do you not? Do you rather the ambiance and the whatever be our guest?
Right.
That gives, like you were describing,
Well, and if you're not on the meal plan, on the dining plan, your kids over age 9 are considered adults. So if you want to go to that, you are spending quite a bit of money. Even you get the 20% off, so that helps. But be our guest. I mean, we got in and out of there. I don't think it's very expensive at all for what you get. So you're not spending $35 for an 11-year-old, right? So
I could argue either way, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So something to consider with the phase. You're going to spend more money, but do I like them for dinner? Definitely.
Yeah, I enjoyed Be Our Guest for dinner for sure.
And then we went over to Epcot, and they wanted to do Test Track again and some other things. That was our last day. And then I would have to say, and then we finally got back to Disney Springs because we hadn't been there all week, except for when we bought the annual passes the previous Saturday. So this is, a week later, it's Friday, and we finally got over to Morimoto, Asia.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I don't think I'll ever go back. Kind of bummed out. It was good, but it wasn't great.
Yeah, here's one I heard a lot of mixed. I was going to try that. When we were down there, I was there with Lindsay, and when I go with Lindsay, I can do whatever I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Good.
When I was picking her up for her college program, I was going to stay for a few days, and I love going down to downtown Disney because there's so many choices. A lot of them are new because they haven't been open very long. And this was in my top choices to try, but really? I kept getting mixed reviews on it. So tell me what. I wanted
to like it more. I really did.
What was it?
It was just really, really expensive.
Okay.
And they're little tasting portions, so you're not that full, honestly, when you leave.
Oh, okay.
You order a lot of little things, but the portions are not big. I did get the ribs, the slow roasted ribs, and they fall off the bone good. I'll give you that. That was the best thing I had ordered. We got some edamame. Yeah. We got pork and shrimp shumai, and we got a couple of sushi rolls, like a spicy salmon, an eel avocado, just basic sushi rolls. And then the kids just got white rice and, kind of like the chicken fingers kind of thing. They're very basic. They don't like a lot of that sushi stuff or anything in ribs. But it was really expensive. I want to say $150. I had one glass of wine. My husband had one beer. And they actually let us order kids' meals because the kids didn't like anything really on the adult menu. So those were $6 to $8, maybe $10.
Yeah.
So $150, and I wasn't full, and it was fine. It was, it was good. Was it great? No, I think there's a lot of other places that I rave about, and this I didn't rave. I
think our friends Holly and Peter really enjoyed it, and it was the ribs that they raved about.
They're good.
But yeah, I don't like going somewhere. What you're describing to me, probably I would not like either. Like I said, if I'm a guy that likes the buffets and walking and kind of rolling out of a place, I might not be too. I'd rather go.
Well, we put it this way: we went over to Sprinkles and got cupcakes because we were not full. So what does that tell you?
Yeah. Good to know. I like that. We got so many choices. So if there's something,
that's what I feel like. Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you say we move on over to the adult trip? Did you do a full week?
Let's talk about that.
You did a full week?
We did.
Just you and your husband.
So we just, my mother-in-law stayed at our house, and our kids had to be in school. So she kept them on their school schedule, and it was great. And she did really good here. It was really nice and relaxing. So we flew out again on a Friday night, and what we ended up doing was we flew out on a Saturday. Excuse me, we flew out on a Saturday night. So it was later in Saturday, and we decided to do something different. We had never gone over to Clearwater Beach, so we got there and we went over to Clearwater Beach, and we stayed at the Hilton, and just kind of like a nice oceanfront room, and just really relaxing. And we just had a nice dinner and just went out for some drinks and just walked around Clearwater. And then all day Sunday, we just stayed on the beach, and it was just really nice. It was just really relaxing.
That's cool. You just wanted to try that side of the Florida
Yep, never had gone really to spend too much time over. I mean, we've been, to Sarasota and St. Pete and some of those other areas, but never had seen Clearwater. It was only not even a 2-hour drive from Orlando Airport. And what we did was we rented off property, and I'm kind of bummed because having stayed on property so many times, it's just not the same. And I said to my husband, I really don't even want to stay off property anymore. Like I'm so spoiled.
You're talking about, so after thinking about this, after staying here, you're never going to stay off property again. Oh, wow.
I really don't want to. No, but we got a really good deal. We stayed at the Sheraton Vistana, and we had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for 2 of us. So it was humongous. It was like 1,200 square feet. And I think it was like $1,000 for 7 nights. I mean, it was really cheap.
Yeah.
Because a friend of ours has a timeshare there and actually let us use the timeshare. And we were supposed to go to Puerto Rico. That was canceled. So we had to rebook it on JetBlue, and they gave us the credit. And we were able to go to Orlando, which was great. Yeah. So it was kind of last minute.
Right.
So I didn't have, a ton of fast passes and a ton of restaurants. We had to kind of do things on the fly when our Puerto Rico trip was canceled.
So how many days advance did you book all this?
Not even 30, I would say. Yeah. Okay. It was pretty quick, yeah.
All right, and this is in October, so this is mid-October, and you're winging it the whole time.
Kind of, but we knew food and wine, and we knew we wanted to spend a lot of time at food and wine, so that was kind of like one of our motivations for going.
Okay. Yeah, because you didn't do much of it when you were there in August.
No, we really didn't. I mean, we had nice dinners and drinks, but we didn't just have time, the 2 of us. So it was really, really nice. It was just such a different feel. It was so relaxing. We just kind of did what we wanted, when we wanted, no schedule.
So isn't it great?
We spent the weekend over at Clearwater. We got up Monday morning, and then we said, let's go back to the Sheraton, unpack, get ready. And then we just kind of spent the day at the pool at the Sheraton, and we said, let's just take it easy today, and we're gonna go to Disney Springs. So we did that, went over there, and we had a dinner reservation at the Boathouse.
Yeah.
Monday night, and it was amazing. One of our best meals the entire time we were there in October. I mean, everything was just outside, the view just like cooked to perfection, like the scallops and the raw bar and the shrimp cocktail and my husband had Chilean sea bass, and it was just like a swordfish and a brown butter I had, and he had this panko crusted appetizer. It was so good.
You're killing me. Yeah, yeah. See now, if you compare to the Morimoto's and the Boathouse, like
no comparison.
Yeah, because I'm a big, you know what, my other great place, I love the ocean anyway.
Yeah. And
I always talk about Wildwood, New Jersey. It has been a family favorite for many, many years. Mm-hmm. And this place and we're from New England, so we know these types of places. And I know you love seafood, so if you said you didn't like this place, I was going to be really disappointed.
I don't know. It was amazing.
It's great, yeah.
And I have to say that I would go to the Boathouse. Actually, we're going to go to the Boathouse next August. We already know that's we're going to go back.
I'm so glad it's there. I'd love to do those boats that drive the cars.
Oh my God.
Drive into the
water. You get a discount when you have your receipt from the dinner. So
do you?
Yeah, you get like $20 or $30 off or something.
Oh, I'm so glad you love the Boathouse. That's another one of my big favorites. Yeah.
Loved it. I would totally. So we're definitely doing that. It's one of our favorites. And I mean, we've done a lot of these signature restaurants, but that is definitely up on the top of the list. I would highly recommend that. And then we just kind of hung around Disney Springs and just walked around, had a few drinks and just relaxed. It was really nice.
But the Boathouse, I guess, is a signature because they do have some expensive entrees and stuff. But they also have some reasonable ones too. I think they got burgers and they've got, fried. Oh, yeah. They have a fried, seafood platters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
definitely. You can get like a lobster roll even, if you just want to go out with that. So they're really flexible. And the service was so good. They were just so friendly and nice. And, would you like more wine? And can you want more water? And I mean, they just couldn't wait on you enough. It was amazing.
All right, I'm going to tell you, next when you go, though, you got to combine the Boathouse with Jock Lindsay's lounge. You haven't done Jock Lindsay's.
We did go in there. We walked in there just to see the theming. It was really. We didn't have a drink, but we walked in there. It was really nice. Yeah.
All right. You got to combine Jock Lindsay's with your Boathouse next time.
Yum. So that was definitely the highlight. And then Tuesday, we just, we said we're just gonna do some Magic Kingdom, of course, because we hadn't really done too much over there with any of the rides at this point. And that day, we just kind of ate in the room. We had bagels and coffee, and we had a full kitchen, so we just ended up eating a quick bagel, jump in the rental car, and Walked around the Magic Kingdom, went on some rides, and it was just like I said, I had a couple fast passes, nothing too major. And we had just gone in August. So it was only like 7 weeks in between the two trips. But it was nice because there was no pressure. I was like, it's just here, we'll do what we can, but we're just gonna kind of just have fun. And
but it's different.
Really nice, the two of us.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. Totally different. Just like you said, no pressure with worrying about kids. Yeah.
No, and then we went over to Grand Floridian. We had more of the lobster sliders. And, so we just did that. We didn't even, obviously, we weren't even staying there, but we said, let's just take the monorail over. So it was really nice. And then we actually went over to Epcot at night. Again, we parked at the beach club and with the rental card and showed our annual pass, got right in, and we were able to get lots of good stuff. We had scallops with the like a white wine butter sauce from, I think it was New Zealand. And then we had the filet mignon with the burgundy wine and mushrooms from Canada. And of course I had the Grand Marnier slushie, and I did have the wine slushie, a couple slushies that night.
Sounds great.
Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc. It was really good. And then we walked around there for a couple hours. It wasn't too crowded. It was really nice. And then we went over to the ESPN club at the boardwalk.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, after, probably 10 o'clock at night by this time, after we watched the show and Illuminations, and then we had a drink there and watched some TV, and I think it was like college basketball. I forget what was on, some kind of sporting event. And we were watching the sports at night.
Nice.
And so that was really fun. A lot of energy up at the boardwalk. I loved it.
I love that area. And yeah, we don't talk about ESPN Club very often. I'm a big sports guy, and I grew up on the boardwalk there with the conferences I went to, Roxanne. And
I love it. Beautiful.
Yeah, we used to hang out at the ESPN Club, and that's cool. So you were there after Illuminations?
Yeah, we went over probably, like 10 o'clock by the time, and we stayed, an hour. Yeah, we walked around. We went over to that Big River Grill, and we were talking to the guy over there, and we were looking at the menu, and we didn't end up getting a drink. But, we tried to get a drink at the Big River Grill and walk around the boardwalk, but you can't take it out of the restaurant. They won't let you walk around with alcohol from there.
Oh,
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't get it to go.
I didn't think I knew that, actually.
I didn't either until that night.
I've never tried.
You can give it to you like in a paper cup, or whatever. You can walk around with your beer, but
I never
get
tried.
one on the boardwalk, right?
We used to go to the Big River Grill when the conference started. We would hang out there, have drinks and something to eat, and then we'd go over to ESPN Club to finish up the night.
Mm-hmm. And, good vibe. I've stayed at the boardwalk before, and the vibe is really good. I like Beach Club better, but I feel like the boardwalk is really close.
Yeah. Nice. Good day.
Yeah, it was a really good day. So then Wednesday we went over to the Contemporary. We went over, and I actually said to my husband, let's walk over to check out the Bay Lake Tower. We walked over to that side and we checked it out in the pool. We had never been over to Bay Lake, so I was showing it to him because we've never stayed at the Contemporary. That's one of the places on my list in the future. And a friend of mine from Connecticut was there, so we had breakfast there at the quick service over at the Contemporary, and it was just walking around, checking things out.
Yeah.
And then we said, we got to go back to Animal Kingdom and do that, flight of passage. We decided to go back. I was able to get a fast pass for the two of us, so I was really lucky.
Were you subliminally trying to convince your husband to buy a Bay Lake Tower?
Well, I do want to buy a DVC, and that's on my list. And he's just like, oh, I don't know. We don't really need it. I'm like, yes, we do. So he is open to it in the future, but he really wants to wait and see that the Riviera one that's coming out in 2019. Oh, okay. He's like, I kind of like the idea of the gondola, and I want to check it out. I don't know if he's just trying to put me off for a couple of years.
So there's a hope for that anyways. All
and
right.
He said if he did, he would do Beach Club. But I don't know if you'd have to buy a resale, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, you would.
But
it would.
That's their favorite. They like that one. They just like the pool and everything there.
I get it.
So, we went back and did the flight of passage. We had the quick, the fast pass. And then we actually had the Satuli Canteen for lunch. I've never eaten there. That was a really good treat.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It was so good.
I'm looking forward. I know I had breakfast there, so I can't wait to...
You had lunch yet?
No, the menu looks great. We're going to have dinner there like one of our first nights. We're going to do Animal Kingdom at night.
The sauces they put on the fish and the chicken and oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah, it's just what a great idea. And we're going to we're staying, we got a crazy schedule. We're going to stay one night at a 2-bedroom at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And
nice.
That we're going to kind of just hang at I think we're going to have breakfast at Boma for the first time. And then we're going to just hang at the resort, and then we're going to do nighttime
at Animal Kingdom, and we're going to do dinner there at Santoli Cantina.
Yeah, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
So I had no dinner reservations that night. So I said, well, let's go over to the Poly because, there's so many good things over there. We went to the Tambu Lounge. We got the pork nachos and I had never had those. Love them, by the way. Thank you. And we ended up just doing sushi over at the Kona Cafe and just had a Mai Tai, and it was really good.
I love these little nods you're giving to me. It's so cute. It's so awesome. I know you and I know each other really well. It's funny. I'm not surprised. I suppose you're throwing these back, but it's fun when listeners.
Yeah. And we just, the nachos wasn't enough because we were still hungry. It was just little snacks. I'm like, come on, we'll go get a couple sushi rolls. So we walked over there and got more drinks, more Mai Tais. It was really good.
Did you sit at the Kona? You sat at the counter and had sushi?
Yeah. Sat at the counter. Yep. It was really good.
Oh, I love the Poly. That's just so nice. You can just have a good time at these big resorts, the deluxe resorts, and do something like this. I think that's a great tip, especially if you're just a couple. It's you hit the lounges. Just try a little bit, like the food at the lounges, and and these
kind of what the theme was. We just kind of ate a lot of like at the lounge or
the quick serve. The quick serves are good. Yeah, try something unique at a quick serve at the deluxe resorts. A great idea.
And then the highlight of the trip was Thursday because I was so excited. I can't even tell you, we did the Keys to the Kingdom tour. And I was so ready for that. I had wanted to do that for so many years.
I didn't know you did that. Oh.
Yeah, that was Thursday. And that was, my birthday was in September. My husband kept, what do you want? What do you need? I'm like, what do I, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
And so he actually had gone on when we figured out we were going there, instead of Puerto Rico. And he had booked it for that day.
What a good husband.
Birthday gift.
Good husband.
Yeah, it was a great gift. I was so excited. So it was amazing.
I want to say that's like a $75 ticket. Is it that? Is that something like that?
It wasn't cheap.
No, it's not cheap, but it's not like there's more expensive ones. It's the one you got. If you've never done a tour, that's the one to start with.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. It was so I literally had tears. I think I cried at the end. I'm like, this is the best. And he was like, oh my God.
I'm getting teary. I love it. Did you really loved it?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was just going in the tunnels underneath and seeing how the employees are and just like the history of Walt and the family. And oh my God, it was.
You remember any,
amazing.
Did they tell you any stories that you kind of stick in your mind?
They just talked about how, like, when you're walking down Main Street, just all the architecture and how all the hidden things and just like the things on the windows, there's the meaning of all that and how Walt Disney was buying up all this land in Orlando, years ago and just under fake names so that the newspapers wouldn't get a hold of what he was doing in the Florida project.
Yeah. The whole history.
Because he ran out of room in California, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just amazing. And just going down in the tunnels and just the behind the scenes with the employee and just how well run it is and just like a family atmosphere. People just love working there.
That's awesome. What was the lunch you had as part of the tour?
Well, I was kind of disappointed. It was over at it's over by the ice cream place on the right there. What is it? It's like vacant. There's nothing there. They just use it for for corporate events or whatever.
Oh, I'm blanking out.
They have chicken fingers. Yeah, on the right there past the Edie's ice cream.
Like the plaza?
Pad, is that what it's called?
The plaza?
Yeah.
Oh, lunch. Oh, no. I know. Yeah, you're talking about the. Oh boy, I know exactly.
Like the lunching area.
Yeah, there's.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was no over in Tomorrowland kind of spot.
There's nothing there. Yeah, it's in Tomorrowland. It's just, and they just brought over. It was either like a chicken salad. They didn't do Columbia, and I said, "Well, I thought you guys were doing Columbia Harbor House." I was going to totally order that again.
Yeah, because that's where I did my tour quite many years ago, but.
Yeah, no, I don't do that anymore. It's definitely, they just do either like chicken fingers, or like a Caesar salad, so it's pretty basic.
Wow. Okay.
Nothing to brag about, but it was really good. I mean, that was a long day because you're there you're there at 2:00 or something from 8 a.m. So, and it's just cool. You're walking around with headsets and it's just really, really great tour.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. You have to be 16 to do it.
Right.
So it was older, it wasn't kids or anything, but it's well worth the money.
Great idea for the two of you guys to do.
Yes.
Good,
yeah, I'm glad we did. I would love to do more tours. So that's something on the to-do list down the road,
Yep. Good
more
idea.
Tours. But then we just kind of went on a couple rides, and then we went over to Hollywood Studios and went on, Tower of Terror and a few things. We knew that week was starting to come to an end, and I always get the chocolate covered strawberries in the little Starring Rolls Cafe. They're so good. I always get those. And then we actually had a really good dinner at the boardwalk at the Al Forno Trattoria Italian restaurant. We sat outside.
Yeah.
Everything was delicious. I would highly recommend it.
Oh, good. We do have that booked for this trip coming up.
You'll love it. Yeah, it's just all fresh. My husband had the scallops with the pumpkin risotto. Oh my God, it was just so fresh. And I had the clams and linguine, and it had like a white wine butter sauce with. Oh my God, it was tons of food, and you're like really full and really, really fresh.
Yeah, I know that really full feeling at Disney. Yes,
and it's like fresh pasta. It's like they grind it out of a machine. You're not like it's not like boxed pasta. It's really good.
That's it's kind of a new place, so that's good to know. All right.
Yeah, and I said, well, end of the week, let's go over to Food and Wine, walk around for a couple hours after dinner.
Perfect. Yeah.
So we ended up doing that and just be able to do that, and then Friday we really didn't do much. We met friends. We went over to IHOP and we met friends at a place called Jimmy Hula's, which is like a taco place. They're big in Florida. There's a lot of Jimmy Hula's, and we met friends over there that live in Orlando. So
where's the IHOP?
There's tons of them. It's either that or Waffle House. So we ended up doing IHOP, and it's like right over by the Sheraton. The Sheraton Vistana is a good location for off property. I mean, we were literally it's like one exit up from Disney Springs, so it's really fast.
Okay,
but it's not the same as like when we were on property in August. It's just I don't know how to describe it. You just don't feel like you're immersed in the Disney experience when you're off property.
I think that's a great way. I've never stayed. I'm trying to think. No, I've never stayed off property, but I certainly would be disappointed. I'm so spoiled now.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, right?
I think so. I mean, I've stayed at other hotels and nothing. To me, I mean, I love my experience at the resort is a huge part, especially as an adult. I talk about my coffee walks and just the properties themselves and being close to the action.
Yes,
is so important to me.
Well, I'll give you an example. Like for lunch, we went over to Geyser Point on Friday after we went to Jimmy Hula's and met people, but we didn't eat really too much there. They ate. And then we said, let's go to Geyser Point. I think it was like maybe 3:00. So we'll just go for, free dinner, drink or whatever. Because we didn't eat too much of the Jimmy Hula's. But we basically had this crab dip with the crackers and edamame, and we had a couple cocktails. And it was just so relaxing to go to the Geyser Point. And then I said, I really want to drive over and get some of those, what is Auntie Judy like at the French Quarter?
I was gonna say she likes everything.
Beignets, is it called?
Yeah, the beignets. I
had to try that. So we went over and got the beignets at the French Quarter, and it was
nice.
Definitely worth the drive. Yeah.
I love how you're taking. That was not a good clue, though. Something that Auntie Judy likes.
I don't remember what it was called. I'm like, I know it's the French Quarter. We drove over and parked. Again, we had no trouble getting in. Everybody let us in everywhere.
Sounds like 2 syllables.
But I did, and I got them with the chocolate sauce, and I'm like, oh, my kids would love these. So that's definitely on the list for next August because they've never had beignets.
I like how you popped around and tried the little things here and there. But getting back to like being on property, what about just staying on the resort loop and all these great places, even with the Wilderness Lodge to go over to Geyser Point and just kind of immersed in that resort loop area.
Yeah.
There's just we just talked about a bunch of really cool places to hang out, and you just popped in, you went in for lobster sliders at Grand Floridian, and you went over to the Polynesian and tasted a little bit here and there and in the lounges.
Just like all the different modes of transportation, like take the little ferry boat over to the Grand Floridian, or take the monorail, or take the boat over to the Wilderness Lodge, or like you said, like different ways, take the bus to Disney Springs or whatever. It's just nice to take the different ways to get around, and you just feel like you really don't even need a car, obviously, but it does save time.
Once driving off property is really chaotic.
Yeah. I know. It's
I'm not. I take the bus to work. Roxanne. I'm not into like fighting traffic outside in the city areas.
Yeah. No, I feel like it is nice to have the Magical Express. We've done it both ways, where we've never rented a car, and sometimes we'll rent a car, and we just happen to do it this time. But so that was it, and then we just went back to Celebration Friday night to the Town Tavern again. That place that we
did you?
Seafood.
Wow.
Yeah, we just did it because, like I said, I didn't have a lot of reservations because it was like a month out when we had to switch our trip over to Florida. So, but it worked out good, and we were able to go there at night and then, go back to the Food and Wine and walk around and just walk around a little more and just kind of.
Well, I'm going to ask you.
The illuminations.
This was fantastic. So you're a veteran. Any great tips for beginners? What did you learn on these trips? Anything
I know.
stick out?
I would say, definitely get your bottled water somehow, have it delivered or whatever, because you don't want to spend $250 for every bottle of water because we went through so much water, just especially in August. I mean, we did 3 cases, I would say.
Yeah.
So can you imagine that'd be $150, $200 worth of water, instead of
especially in August, right? Yeah.
I do like to use the Southwest credit card. I would tell people to do that because I didn't pay for flights there or back in August for all 5 of us because we had gotten bonus points and charging our groceries and our gas, able to get down there for free. So that was easily about $1,200 to $1,300 in airfare that we.
I think you and I have talked about that.
Credit card.
Yeah, you and I have talked about that. That's been a strategy of ours for many years. Yeah, good one.
You've got to do that. Yep. I think Costco travel is really good for the rental car. You're going to save a ton of money. And you also, if you go to the full size category, you get the minivan. So if you're a family of 4 or more, having that minivan, I know it's not sexy, but you know what? It's super practical. Yeah. And it's the same as a full size. You're not going to pay a lot for that.
As far as rental car, we've done well with the program at work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever used that before when you used to work where I work.
Yes, I'm sure over the years, yes, because I worked there 13 years.
Excellent. What else? Anything else?
And, I would get the tables in Wonderland. I would definitely do that if you can get it. And again, if you can hit up the package store and the grocery store and get some drinks and some things for breakfast, maybe bagels or some donuts or stuff that's going to save you a little money and have some snacks in the room. It's a good thing.
Wow. This has been fun, Roxanne.
And you know what? Ask for that pass holder discount everywhere, like souvenirs, T-shirts, restaurants, everywhere. Because I couldn't believe how many places were like, "Oh yeah, no problem."
I think they've done better with that over recent years.
They really have.
Well, this has been a lot of fun, Roxanne. I'm glad we finally got together and we went over a couple of really great trips for you. So thanks for coming on.
Yeah, we'll have to do it next August. We're doing the Wilderness Lodge and we're doing the Dolphin.
All right.
Let's stay. Yeah.
All right, Roxanne. Thanks so much for coming on. And wow. What a couple of great trips.
Stuff. Yeah. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks, Geeks.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Great trip report and great insights from a geek and expert, my friend Roxanne, and lots of lounge and food talk, which I love to hear about as I'm planning my next trip. And well, I got to give a big thanks and shout out to our patron saint of the Geekin' family, Kevin Curtis Allen, for his newest intro. He's done a couple for us before. You can do that too if you like by just recording on your mobile phone and emailing it to me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Tell us your name, where you're from, a fun Disney fact about yourself, and that you go geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and Lindsay. I love playing those to introduce the show. I have to give a big shout out to Jamie and Bert McGee. I came home one night after work to find a large box that came in the mail. They sent us a Disney Resorts baking cookbook with lots of treats from the parks, and I can make these now at home. Well, I'm going to put Mama in charge of making some of those treats for us, maybe during Christmas time here when I have some time off from work. And they also sent us a really cute Donald Duck ornament for our Christmas tree, and a very thoughtful coffee mug that has a picture of Walt with the castle, and it's like in his imagination, and it's got a quote that says vision. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. Oh, I love that. Great mug for me, Jamie. And thank you for the beautiful Mickey Mouse card. I got it here on my desk. That was so thoughtful of you. Thank you, Jamie. You're such a good geekin' friend. And also, I am so excited to give a shout out to Jeanette Lynn for making and getting her master's degree. What an amazing accomplishment to work full time, raise 4 kids, and get your master's degree. Talk about going after and making a dream come true. Jeanette's an avid listener to the show and a big supporter of our podcast. It was so cool to meet her and her husband this past year in Epcot. And, well, Jeanette, the Geekin' family is so proud of you. Great job. Congratulations. And, Dreaming and working to do the impossible, just like the mug that Jamie sent me, is a big fun part of doing this podcast for me, and not knowing where it's going to take us. I do believe it's moving to things we can hardly even imagine. I mentioned with Roxanne my dream of one day being a snowbird and having location independence. It's not totally clear how I'm going to do it, but I dream and work on this and towards it every single day too. Well, do you have a dream to go to Disney World on a trip? And I'm an official Fairy Tale Concierge travel agent along with EJ Cruz and Jennifer Glambos. And Fairy Tale Concierge is an authorized Disney vacation planner agency. Hey geeks, a Disney World vacation is so magical. Nothing makes you happier than a fun experience. You'll treasure the memories for a lifetime. This year, Mama's telling me that we're going to recreate those pictures we took with the kids back in 2004 on the trips that we had when they were little kids. And we've got them as posters hanging on our wall in our family room. So I think you got to get started today making those memories with your family too. And I'll get on the phone with you and customize your trip to fit your family needs. If you've not been to Disney World lately, I can really help you save time, money, and create a trip plan that will really make your dream a trip come true. Let's get started. There's no obligation or cost to book your trip with us. Just complete the online quote at geekinonwdw.com/quote, and I'll get in touch with you to get started. You can email me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. The best part about podcasting and our show are the friends we meet and the trip ideas we share. Let me give you a couple of ways to join our amazing Geekin family. You can join our email list. It's called the Geekin Gazette, and each week I'll send you an email that has our favorite news story from Walt Disney World, a planning or a money-saving tip, and something interesting that our community is talking about. If we've got a discount announcement from Fairy Tale Concierge, we will let you know. And when you sign up for the email list, you'll get a planning spreadsheet that we use to plan and track our days, ADRs, fast passes, park hours, and which park we're going to be in. We're always updating that. And what you can do with that is you can text it as a PDF to each other. That's everybody who's in your group. And it's so handy to have on your phones all together. You know where you're going to be during your trip. And guess what? I just added this week to the freebies, including that one. When you sign up for the Geek and Gazette, you're going to get a travel packing checklist. And I have so many things I need to remember, and I love to do checklists. And you don't want that horrible feeling on the way to the airport that you forgot something. I hate when that happens. So I got this checklist now, and I plan on continuing to build some more freebies and goodies for the Geek and Gazette. So go out to the website, geekinonwdw.com, sign up for the email list, and you'll get a couple of those freebies and probably some more in the future. Do you have a question, tip, or news about Disney World? Well, share it with us on our private Facebook group. If you'd like to join our Geekin family on Facebook, it is a closed and private group, and the geeks, they give me great feedback on the quality of positive discussion that we've maintained in our group, and lots of friends are meeting through our podcast. I was just watching Chris Cates and Holly Burkcase meeting up down in Disney World this past week. It's so awesome. It's happening all the time. If you'd like to be a part of that and you think you qualify, you got to have a passion for Walt Disney World and your vacations. You listen to our show and you have fun and positive attitude. Search for the group on Facebook. Request an invite, and once you're inside, please introduce yourself so we can all say hi. There are about 4 people waiting to get in. They didn't answer my questions that I posted out there. So I think I'm going to message them and see if they really are interested in joining our Facebook group. So make sure you answer the questions that are there, and that will speed up me approving your access to the Geekin Family Facebook group. You can always email me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Direct message, same logo on Twitter, or leave us a voicemail recording on GeekSpeak. The number is 860-294-4774. We'd love to hear from you when you're down in the parks. Tell us something really cool and relevant going on down there while you're on vacation. That is fun, or even after. Ask us a question. We'll answer it on the show. It's a great way to get a hold of us. And thanks for retweeting our Twitter post and sharing our Facebook post episodes. Telling your Geekin' friends is the best way to support our show. Keep telling them, forwarding our emails to them, whatever. Love bringing them on to our podcast family. I hope all your Christmas preparations are going well. We're having fun here. We're doing our Puppitude ministry out there. Got to get ready to do one today, this Sunday. We got some shows. We got one show today. I did 2 shows yesterday. We actually have some next weekend before Christmas. So excited. That's been a lot of fun. It brings us into the Christmas spirit too. And you'll be seeing that probably on our Facebook postings. Auntie Judy, we just recorded that so you can see what we've been up to. Well, thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. Have a magical day, and I do hope all your dreams come true.